Okay, so you watch the show. Now it's time to level up. Hit that join button and get the VIP treatment. Early access, behind the scenes, and even shout-outs on the spot. Get in the mix with the real ones, breeders, fans, and all the dog lovers. Join the fam, be a part of something bigger. Starting at just $1, you get access to the best content we got. And that's not all. Members get 10% off all merch and gear. Plus, you're on the priority list for getting your next pup. You're in the loop. To join, just click the join button below this video. Pick your tier and boom, you're part of the squad.
Hey, what's happening? Man. What's going down, man?
It's good, big dog. Hey, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Once y'all come and hit that like button, make sure if you're subscribe and share. Also hit the notification bell so you get all notifications every time we go live. And that is Monday through Friday, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and all times in between there. Now check it out. We host the Digital Dog Show every month. Entries for the Digital Dog Show from the first of the month to the end of the month. First day of the month to the last day of the month. Get your entries in. It should be a video no longer than 2 minutes showing the dog. We like to see the dog's teeth, the dog walking, the dog doing some kind of action. You enter it to our Digital Dog Show WhatsApp. The link is in the description for most videos, and if not, you can go to our website and catch the link for that. As well as the dog of the week and now the pup of the week. You can enter those by entering those respective WhatsApp through our WhatsApp lines, puppy of the week and dog of the week. It's simply a still photo. For each one of these, we're gonna need some kind of name to put on the dog and some kind of name to put on the person. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all like to keep y'all internet monikers. Some of y'all like to use y'all real name. The choice is yours. However, for payouts, if you want the payouts, we will need a Cash App in order to drop your bread if you win. You know what I mean? So salute to you for entering. Salute to all those who come out and rock with us. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. And it is Monday. Yeah, man. Every day is Monday. 4 is the 14th. You know? Yeah, man. And we back in here like we left our wallet and keys, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. But what's happening, Dre?
Oh, man. So, obviously just got done feeding the pups for the live.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, man, I'm just waiting, man. I like Friday can't get here fast enough. I'm excited because I'm anticipating them being able to start on some mush, and I need that. Let me get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Who's in the chat? Let's see who in the chat, man. Yeah, Dickie Foster. You know he in the building. The show ain't a show without Dickie there, man. Hard finish. What's going down, bro?
Salute, big dog.
Hey, man. Been a member for 23 months. You coming up on 2 years, partner. Casino. What's happening? Yeah, Big C. And old Dirty Dog Kennels, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, young fam, there you go. Okay, you was on vacay. That's where you was at. I was like, dang, I ain't seen young fam in a minute, man. I hope it was dope, you know. Yeah.
Well, good to have you back.
Huh?
Good to have you back, bro. Good to have you back, man. Salute.
Yeah. Worst kind of vacation is when you go on vacation expecting to chill, and that's not what happened. Yeah. But MKM, what's happening? Yeah. Benny. Oh, there you go. City Boys, man.
City Boys, what's good, big dog?
Yeah, putting that work in. I see you, man. Usum. Yeah. Man, so we'll jump to that Bushido code of the day, man. And it is rectitude. That is gi. To choose the right path even when it's not convenient. You know, this discipline and systems, freedom to focus on your mission. Yeah, you know,
All right.
yeah, man. What's up with those dogs, man? Of the week and the month, man. You want to pull those up, bro? Yeah, man. Dog nutritional fact of the day. Some foods serve as natural medicine for dogs. Turmeric, anti-inflammatory. Ginger, that's your digestion. I've been hearing this a little bit, man, but I'm still on the fence about it. It's just, I'll be looking at the information. But they say garlic in small amounts. Now, in the information, I still have yet to give my dog any garlic, not on purpose. Might have given my dog garlic, in some human form of bone broth, a few times. But they say from the research that I have been given, you're supposed to use raw garlic, and you're only supposed to use a very tiny amount, and you're supposed to when you crush it, you're supposed to let it sit for 15 minutes and air out, because whatever the toxin that's in there, it evaporates, it airs out. Now, I have yet to try it, so take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research on it, or what do they say? Consult your vet. You know what I'm saying on that one. But it's supposed to aid in parasite prevention. And then you got blueberries for your antioxidants, and you got pumpkin for gut health, and raw honey for immunity. These are the foods, some of the foods that serve a strong medicinal, have a strong medicinal, whatever, and along with the nutrition fact, along with the nutrition, Yes, sir. And on the screen, we got the notorious Hanzo. That is, man, that Pigwise, and I know this for a fact, man. Man, look, he got boys shaking in he got boys all over shaking in their boots, man. Scheme, plot. They coming for the #1 spot. They looking for you, Pigwise. Don't duck and dodge, nah, man. Don't duck and dodge, nah. Yeah, that's the dog of the week. Dog of the week, man. Yeah, man. Let me see here. And who else we got up here, man? We got Canelo. Hello. Yeah, man, that is that casino, man. ATL one and only, in the building, man. Good looking dog. Seen that dog overweight, and seen that dog looking better every time, man. Keep on coming with it, man. Yes, sir. He look good. That's why he winning. Man. Who is that right there, Dre?
That's the old English kid.
Yeah, man. That's another one of Pigwise's, man. Buckskin black mask. Ooh-wee. I like to see what he turned out to be. How old is he, Pigwise? How old is he now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see what's going on? Man. Yeah, man. So the topic of the day is make your time count. You know, how can we cut down, you know, our time doing the maintenance with the dog and just really being able to work with the dog and you know, having an organized day to where you can actually do other things that need to get done or maximize the time that you can have with the dogs.
Yes, sir, man. This is the topic that is near and dear to me because I'm dealing with topics like that right now. And so just as an example, right? Just as an example, with the puppies. With the puppies, you know, they're here, they put a high demand on my time. They put a high level of need and necessity on me to detract from the other things that I got going on. So, you know, didn't plan on having to bottle feed them and, you know, so be so attentive to them every couple hours, but this is what you signed up for. And that is you in it. You in it to win it, right? So I wanted to share with y'all like some basic maintenance practices and get y'all's opinions on some other maintenance practices to help each brother out, because my belief is this, man. My belief is this. While everybody thinks they are the exception to the rule, most people are delusional because Disney has messed our minds up to think that we are special just by birthright, right? We are not. We are special because of the work we put in and the things we develop to make our lives align with our universe and our needs. As an example, cleaning up behind your dogs. Every year I get faster and better at cleaning up behind my dogs, and I find better ways to do it to make it more efficient, to cut down on the cleanup time. One thing you're gonna notice about people is, man, we are like water. We take the path of least resistance. I don't do this, but a lot of people do. They park with the closest parking spot to whatever store they're going to. You know what I'm saying? For convenience. When they go places, they'll pay extra money to get in early or to get a better seat for convenience. They'll pay for valets for convenience. And when it comes to dogs, it's not much different. People are going to do what's convenient. So when you're housing these dogs, when you put them out there, tips and tricks are not just things that are made the dogs win at shows, but it's also things that make you win at everyday life. All right? So I say cleanup because I think cleanup is one of the most unrewarding tasks you do with your dogs, especially when you got dogs that want to bite the rake, they want to bite the lawnmower, they want to turn over their food and water bowls, they want to dig dirt into their food and water bowls, they want to step in fecal matter or whatever and track it into their food and water bowls or into the house. These are things that consume time, and if you add another dog in there and it picks up those same behaviors, you're just doubling the amount of time you're spending doing those mundane things. Yes, they benefit the animal. Yes, they're a part of your day-to-day life. But the more convenient you can make it, the longer you will be able to hold out and give your dogs the best life possible. All right.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. So, with multiple dogs, what have you done in the process of working the dogs and, you know, being able to maintain, you know, the exercise quality, keeping them in decent shape year round?
All right. So with working them in maintenance, right? Working them in maintenance. One of the things that I have noticed is that my dogs don't like brooms. They, like I think I was just mentioning, they don't like brooms. They don't like vacuum cleaners. They don't like, vacuum cleaners don't really bother them. They don't like lawnmowers and things of that nature. So with the slap mill added to my repertoire of things to use, I will allow them to see me. I will put one of them on the slap mill and allow them to see me sweeping, because I use a broom, a yard broom, and a shovel as a you know what I'm saying, as a dustpan to clean up poop and debris off the yard. So to kill two birds with one stone while I'm sweeping, it only takes like 5 to 6 minutes for me to sweep up and clean everything and get it all in my little collection bucket. But I allow the dog to see me doing that and run the slap mill. They run at a high rate. They get exercise. It gets their heart rate up. Burn off a little bit of fat. Burn off some energy. And when I'm done with that, what it allows me to do is I have a clean yard. I've sprayed the areas that have fecal matter that kind of like, stuck to the ground with a little bit of bleach. Take the dog off the mill, give the dog some water, and now the dog comes inside and the dog is more relaxed because it exerted some of that pent up anxiety and energy, right? So I'm killing multiple birds with one stone. I'm getting my exercise in, getting the heart rate up 2 or 3 times a day by letting them watch me do that. My slap mill is set up so it's quick connect to the collar or the harness. My harness is set up and measured out for each dog, so I can just throw it right on the dog. I'm talking about less than 30 seconds from taking the dog out the house to on the slap mill running. You know what I'm saying? You're talking 5 to 6 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes if they had a lot of fecal matter like overnight. Mm-hmm. And then boom, and we off to the races first thing in the morning. Now that I've added puppies to the repertoire, you know what I'm saying? It's get the dog on a slap mill or get the dog out, let them get some water, empty out. And then over to, like, in the meantime, I got the milk, the water, the boiling water going for my milk to get my milk warm for me in the morning. So you just multitask. But you get into a system. So I know that before I even go outside, I need to have that water warming so I can use that water to warm up my bottle of milk. In the meantime, while that's doing it, what I'm saying, I might throw a towel in the dryer. I got that towel in the dryer going, and then I bring the dog outside and do my routine that I showed y'all before. But that's just for the working portion of it, Big A. Adding it to something else where I'm superset, giving it a nice little superset.
Speaking of, on Sundays, you clean the doghouse. And while you clean the doghouse, what are the dogs doing?
So right now, because of the puppies, they're not doing too much. Like Staki's inside chilling, Kamikaze's outside chilling. I don't really want to have them exposed to the puppies too much. I actually pull the slap mill to the door of the doghouse now when I'm cleaning outside the backyard. So
I'm talking about minus the puppies. I mean, just on a regular basis if the puppies weren't here. Yeah.
So when I'm cleaning the doghouse, usually Saki's allowed to have a tug or something. I'll tug with him a little bit and let him have it. He'll go over to the little grassy astroturf patch in the yard. And he's chilling out, just chewing on a bone or something like that. And Kazi, I usually give her a toy, whatever she takes and runs behind the doghouse, and she's over there chilling. She's on a cable, Saki can run free. He's not going to bother her unless she's in heat or whatever. So very, very simple setup for them on that.
Yeah, and that's something that some people can't do. Some people can't have one dog running loose while the other dog's tied up. So to me, that's a good form of maintenance, and it also allows you to kill time, because while those dogs are roaming free, or one of the dogs is roaming free, you're not necessarily concerned with a yard accident, even though it can happen. You're not necessarily, it's not really a concern of yours, which allows you to have some freedom to handle the business that you need to handle.
Yeah.
But I've been on the phone with you before while you were cleaning the doghouse, and Saki's on the slap mill, and Kazi might be outside, but you can hear Kazi barking or whatnot. To me, those are good forms of killing two birds with one stone. The dog is getting good exercise, so you're kind of shortening your time span and how you work. I know for me, like I've had multiple pups at one time, but on average 2 is my max. So I'm really good, and I have it zeroed in on how to maintenance 2 dogs, you know. But there's boys out there, man, that got yards, man, with a lot of dogs, man, and I would definitely like to hear how they maintenance, how, you know, they handle their business, because I've seen boys work, you know, having 3 dogs in a keep at one time, and working them, you know, with little to no help, and still maintaining the job, and so on and so forth, man. So, you know, those are things that are definitely you would have to have experience in the game, really have to have skin in the game, man, to really have that down pat, you know.
Yeah. Me as well. Like, I'm not gonna give advice on something I haven't done or am not in the process of doing.
Yeah,
that's just not my way. So for those of y'all with the large yards, I did drop the link. You know, to me, a large yard is 5 or more. Some people large yard is 20 more. Some people large yard is, you know, saying 20 plus. So, but it all depends on what you can handle, and also, like, I would be interested to find out what a routine is, you know, for somebody like that. How much time are you consuming of your time, you know, and what working? Spend more time working the dogs. Party dogs, PA, Sloop, big dog.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about just keeping the dog healthy by, you know, keeping the water and food clean, you know, keeping them well fed and well watered. You know, I'm talking about, like, you know, actually working the dog, maneuvering around, handling multiple things, man. You know, yeah. Yeah, King T, salute. You say time management and dedication is the key for me. Yeah, man, because man, yeah, it's a lot of work. And, you know, for people who in theory who's never had those yards or had those amount of dogs, you know, man, I've seen it, you know, boys I've seen it to the point to where I know it. It'd be like, you know, I know you got too many dogs because you can't handle what you have. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, some dogs are missing out, man, and they just, you know, all you doing is feeding and watering them. And that's cool, you know, to some, you know, to an extent. But I mean, you know, if you got a large yard, man, I mean, you might need some help or something.
Yeah, but I've also seen guys in large yards handle it like a G. You know what I'm saying? They know they can tell you more about each one of the dogs individually than I can about a singular dog. You know, so it's
but that's the experience and the skin in the game, man. These some, you know, you got boys that's never had, because it's easy. It's so easy, especially if you got a litter or 2 or whatever the case may be, to hold on to more than what you need. And before you know it, you got, you know, you dealing with 10 to 20 dogs, and, you know, versus a man who, you know, who's, you know, been doing this for a while and knows what he's getting into, the whole 9, you know, the good and the bad, and still with it, you know.
Okay, Skip, I got your email. Yeah, man, it's that's crucial. You know what I'm saying? That's crucial.
Yeah.
Let me see. Bixie said it takes us an hour a day. My sons and I, and the help is definitely appreciated. We each have our own section to take care of. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's another thing we failed to mention, Big A. Getting the family involved, man. Getting the family involved.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, I know, you know, even my mentor, it was always somebody at the house. It was him, his little brother, his brother's girl, his wife, his mother. You know, they all had their little trailers on the property, man. So somebody was always there, man. So, everybody had their little hands on,
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I didn't think about that. That's a major one, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I would say until about so my wife is up. She's at the gym right now. Shout out to wife, but yeah, man. Like, other than my wife, man, anybody in this house will get up before 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, them cats in there, hey, they live in that first world problems. What cereal I want to pick this morning? You know what I'm saying? I want Frosted Flakes or I want Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Those that's like it's a sacrifice that a lot of people don't see, but the only way I think it works is for you to have that system, put in place, you got and you got like Casino said, you got to be insane. You gotta be crazy, to deal with this. Yeah.
Special kind of special.
Hey, Skip, what's going on, man? Salute.
Special kind of special.
Yeah. Toyo got some dogs, man, and I mean, because you working these dogs, or you going through the process, and you have a lot of dogs, man. You wake up every day ain't a good day for you, and you still got it. You know what I'm saying? So having everything honed in and having a good system up and being able to adjust for rainy days and all of that count. And the only way I think that boy, you to really just have it down is for you to have years in the game.
Also, who you associate with.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to say, and who you've been around to yeah.
And I'll give you an example. Like when the people you around, Dewan Fields, what's good, big dog? The people you around are critical, because I'm not gonna lie, like I take ideas from everybody yard I go to, like like the whole broom and thing. I grew up with the rake, you know what I'm saying? You go out there, you rake it up, bring it to the edge of the chain spot, you know what I'm saying, and get it up that way. But with the whole the whole broom and shovel thing, man, I seen a brother do that, man. I was like, bro, that is clever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mind you, it's not a hard idea. It's something I could have thought of. That ain't the way I grew up seeing it done.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. And it's little stuff like that, man. The one say on large yards, you cannot work all dogs. Some brood stock only. Prospects, old studs and puppies. I seen Hammond's yard in 2001. He was sitting on 150, largest yard I've seen. Yeah.
Okay, so that brings up a whole other topic. How many of y'all? I'm gonna put a poll in the chat, man. Brother Dewan, I know you like to watch on Facebook, but if you want to participate in the poll, man, you can come on over to YouTube, man. Hook the brother up. Is there such thing as true brood stock?
Okay, what is brood stock? For those that don't know.
And the only reason why I asked that question is, growing up, I heard that term. I didn't hear that term from my mentor. I heard it after I left home and got out on the road. You know what I'm saying? But like, that wasn't something that he never called them brood stock. He would say, you can breed these ones, but brood stock was he was a little bit more traditional with it. So brood stock for him was they made the cut. They're a proven bulldog. And they've earned the right to breed. And so So I always ask those questions, not to challenge anybody's authority in the game, but the reason why I ask these questions is to ensure we all have a similar definition, or we all understand what each other's saying. I can say a dog is this. I can say that, oh, man, that's a bulldog. And to me, it's a bulldog because he got heart, he got tenacity, and he's a good-looking dog, right? You could say it's a bulldog because you don't talk about in the woods and hog hunted, and he's caught a hog, or in historically speaking about these dogs, they went out and they at least been through a schooling process and shown that they were worth putting a bet on, whether they've been bet on or not. So to each his own. Every man has his own definition, and so heart and finish. That's kind of what I agree to as well. Heart and finish says brood stock used to be retired match dogs. Okay, yeah. They've served their purpose. They've proven that the task that the breed was created for, or the task that the breed is used for, is still alive and relevant in them, and they are now going to enjoy the fruits of their labor, pushing the breed forward and showing you what characteristics and traits they bring to a breeding program. I've also heard brood stock, when I actually did start finding about brood stock, a lot of people, a very, very well bred dog will be brood stock. A cold dog could be brood stock, but typically coming out off of a nice lineage of dogs. So that's not, what I'm saying? Like, once again, everybody has their definition of brood stock. So I put it in the chat, just a quick little wake up this morning and see is there such thing as brood stock? And it's going well. It's going well. Y'all really answering that question.
Yeah, man. And before that guy was selling that kennel with the solar panel and all that stuff, man, salute to him, man, for that. I don't know, $100,000 kennel. How much he charging for it, man? But he, it's worth it if you got the money for it, and that's what you don't feel like doing nothing, then hey, salute to you, man. But before that, man, I saw I sent it to you maybe about 3 years ago, Dre. I don't know if you remember this dude that built. He had a 3 kennel setup, and he had his own little pipe system running, drainage system running, and all of that stuff, man. And he could get in there, man. And he had a automatic water feeder for his dogs, man. And it was pretty dope. And all of the kennels they were separate from each other, and they were raised off of the ground to the point to where he could hose it down and hose under the kennel and clean up and go through his process real quick, man. And the dogs look very clean, well kept and all, man. And I mean, that works for him. Then you got other boys that move around a completely different way. The dogs, they got chain setups, and everybody has like their own thing. It's just their routine, and I believe like once you really into it, then you'll find your routine as to yeah. Okay,
Big C had a good question too, Big A.
What?
And that was a profound statement you made. I don't remember us having a conversation, but like that's on me. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta have the conversation more than once to make it stick.
Yeah.
So but yeah, man. Yeah. Big C said, do y'all feed at the same time in the summer as in the wintertime, or do you change it? I feed when the sun is high and it's warmest in the winter. Summer I feed late. Yep. Same here, Big C. In the wintertime, sometimes I feed twice a day.
Yeah, man. I feed in the evening, unless I change my schedule up and I'm staying up all night, and I'll feed in the morning. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Brother Dewan said, brood matron is the cornerstone of a great yard, usually high caliber inbred line bred females. Okay. All right.
That's what's up.
Hemi said, I've usually heard the term used in conjunction with an inbred female that hasn't been looked at but kept for breeding. All right. Can y'all tell me some of the characteristics of brood stock? Because a lot of times with the dogs I've seen on people's yards that they consider brood stock, that dog is like, it's so heavily inbred that that's pretty much I ain't gonna say all they can do, but that's what like they lack some of the screws in their head that would make another dog do the average things, you know. All my inbred dogs they're a little special. They're a little special, you know what I'm saying? But gotta love them, man. Gotta love them.
Yeah, man. Man.
Oh, Victoria on the building.
Hey, what's happening, Toyo?
What's up? Good morning, bros. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Yeah.
All right.
Fire topic. Y'all struck a nerve. I just had to call in. Like, yeah, I like how y'all said, Big A, when you was talking about the dogs, like people having big yards compared to small yards and stuff like that. And salute, bro. Thanks for shouting me out on that, on the dogs, because you already know. Yeah, man, like a lot of stuff that we do as dog men, we don't get accolades for. And I think, you know, it's a lot of dog men out there, you know, don't got no accolades. You know what I mean? You don't really need no accolades, yo, to be a dog man, yo. It's just like the stuff y'all doing now. Like you hear them puppies Drake got back there, he in his 4th generation, probably got family members around that's probably tired of hearing that. Or, you know, even if not, he built a spot for them not to hear that, so they could so his kids could go to school. They probably got tests today and all that. So like, man, this is real dog man stuff, man. Like, you know, cleaning up the doo-doo. You know, and like I told you, every day my dogs be trying to make me quit, like, because I know I got to go out there and do it. You know what I mean? So my style is more like a Hank style. You know how they say Hank a helicopter? Because I be turning every day, but I keep scratching. You dig what I'm saying? That's how it is with me. I turn every day. Like, you know, sometimes I might get up an hour late. I mean, I get up at the same time because it's like, you know, muscle memory. But basically, like, I might not do it on the hour at that hour all the time. You know, I call that a turn. If you know you were supposed to boom, 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 boom. But as long as you get it done, and these are things that, you know, I just salute y'all, man, the things that y'all doing and with the community doing these shows and getting all these people together and you know, making everybody feel like somebody. That's what it is, man, because y'all dog men. Y'all really is dog men. Like, I know we look up to the guys, historically speaking, and they got all these accolades and all that. But, man, don't forget about yourself, man, because you going out there taking care of your stock and all that type of stuff, man. And when I hear y'all talking this morning, it made me, I understood, like, I said, oh, yeah, okay. They people get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, we all somebody out here, man. We all somebody, and, man, we all, you know, we all dog, man. That's how I look at it. You know, if you a dog, man, and you don't need nobody else to tell you that. You dig what I'm saying? You know what you got to go through to pay for food, keep them clean, keep them healthy, and all that, you know. And I just wanted to come in and salute that, bros. That's like, I ain't want to tear it down like that, but salute y'all.
Man, salute to you too, bro, man. Always wisdom, man. Always wisdom.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
So I don't know if y'all caught Boa nonstop last night, man. But bro, when I tell you that brother, bro, Mad Doctor had me in there rolling yesterday. God, almighty dog.
Yeah, I was in there. I was listening, but I was doing some road work, man. So I wasn't even looking at the comments.
Yeah, man. But, so I like what you said about the dog man thing, man. And this is Dre being messy, all right. This thing got nothing to do with Toyo or Big A, y'all. If y'all take it that way, man, take it how you take it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got to keep explaining to y'all, man. Look,
yeah.
You know, shout out to Big C, man. Shout out to Hard Finish. Shout out to Mike Dan. Shout out to Toyo. Shout out to everybody who called me. You know what I'm saying? And dropped a little bit of knowledge on this bottle feeding thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. It's not something that I ever plan on having to do. I was like, nah, my female is perfect. Like, I'm gonna keep it G with you. My female is perfect, man. I don't have them problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, people having that conversation. And there's a lot of people like that won't admit it. I'm not afraid to embarrass myself to teach a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people is it going to benefit for me to just embarrass myself real quick? That's how I look at things. You know, it's not about me. It's about we. And so, I genuinely with Bacardi, man, I got spoiled. You know what I'm saying? You know, my first breed never went fine. She had all 5 puppies. You know what I'm saying? She took care of them. I didn't have to do nothing. I'm talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? She had a second litter, did the same thing. She took care of all the puppies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, she, you know what I'm saying? Whatever she make will be the same way she is. You know what I mean? Just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, nah. No. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
You know, and so I go back now and I'll be watching videos from 3 or 4 years ago for other channels and lives and stuff. People talking about bottle feeding a dog, and I'm like, man, they trying to flex, man. Like they trying to make it sound like they know something. You know what I mean? For real. That's the mentality. Until you go through it, you're like, man, these niggas just be capping, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't have to agree with me publicly. I'm telling you right now, the difference between me and you is I understand what envy and jealousy feel like, but I don't let them consume me. That's the difference. Like I know when Big A do something with Michonne that I haven't done with my dogs here at the house, bro, there's a jealousy there.
Have a nice day, sir.
Yeah, there's a jealousy there. Toyo got that dog looking good, man. That 10-month-old brown dog, he got looking good, man. You know what I'm saying? I want a brown dog like that. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is instead of me getting mad and hating and trying to find discrepancies with it, I go, okay, hey man, you mastered something I haven't mastered. Can you show me the way? That's the difference. That's the difference, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if they tell you, they tell you that they don't, you know what I'm saying? Get how you live, man. Keep living.
Nah, you gonna try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what they're gonna do anyway. They're gonna try to figure it out. What I'm saying is, man, you mess the recipe up if you're not the recipe. People be talking about the recipe is the pedigree. No, the recipe is what you do with that pedigree.
Yeah.
It's people right now that got siblings and littermates to the same dogs we got right now, but they don't do the same things. And I'm not gonna lie, every dog that I've seen that I've had influence on or been around the owner, we get similar results. You know what I'm saying? We get similar results. But the ones that kind of go off and do their own thing, they get whatever they get from whatever they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. I do believe it's a major thing of you get in what you put into these dogs, you know. Yeah, man, because you could have dogs that you don't necessarily even look at, don't, you know, give them the time of day that you would give the other dogs, man, and that you might be sitting on something, or it might be some potential there that you overlook, you know.
Yeah, it's to me, it's all vibes. Like what Dre say, you know, you have little mates, and if they over in a bad vibe, bad type of thing, you know, they gonna be looking different and all that. You be like, yo, wasn't that the sister to my joint? She looked good when she was puppy. Now that joint look like she a runner on a strip or something.
So yeah, I know you've had litters, and I know you've had you know, your share of dogs, man. How many times have you had a litter and you know either you trust in your blood or you know that it's, you know, you got some good stuff on the ground because it's a repeat breeding or whatever the case may be, and you keep a dog out of it and you pick the dog that you wanted, and you know, a couple of dogs go other places, and then those dogs really show out, you know what I'm saying? And you like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I got a prime example, bro. You know, I always bring Pops up. I used to compete with, you know, jive like on jive like on the low, compete with Pops on a litter type joint, like, you know, because all his puppies be fire. He was fire, right? So you know, so one time I had a litter. And they grabbed one out of my litter, right? They grabbed one out of my litter. So, you know, I called myself keeping the pick of the litter. And when I went back up there, like about probably like it ain't even take long, probably like 3-4 weeks later, and I took my pick of the litter back up, the ones Pop picked, man, you already know. You already know Pop's joint was shitting all on my dog, man.
So what was going through your mind? Were you thinking like, okay, is it something he knows that I don't know?
Of course, that's what it ended up being, like, you know, and I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening, and you know, it was nothing to them, but it was just time and experience in the land. You know, they broke it down to me like they've been doing that shit for years and years, and the land talked to the dogs, like just the environment, basically, just the environment and the way they work. They all working men around that farm, so that's what all them dogs gonna pick up is working type of ethics and stuff like that. You know, me, I'm running the streets. I'm, you know, house to house, running the streets, whatever. You know, different things. It ain't the same thing, bro. You know, these dogs over at the farm, they smells different. You know, they senses turned up. You know, and then whatever type of hands he putting on them, the old school hands. You dig what I'm saying? I couldn't compete with that. I don't care what kind of genetics I had. You dig?
Yeah. Cause I mean, you know, it's certain things that stick out to me. Cause I remember Schoolboy saying, you know, he would walk some people's dogs, and I don't know, the dog would you know, turn on or give, you know,
respond different. He say he bring the bulldog in him. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just by him, you know, walking with him. So it's like, as an owner, even if you know, a breeder, you didn't get, I mean, of course, you know, you're gonna be proud because it's coming off of your stock, irregardless, but you kind of questioning yourself, like, is it the dog? Is it the, you know, the dog?
Yeah, you definitely be questioning yourself. Yeah, you definitely.
What you know what I'm saying? It's me. Is it me?
But it's like y'all say, like y'all always say, though, it's still sharp and still like what Drake said earlier. When you around them right people, you keep yourself around the you know, right people with the right ethics and morals and stuff. That shit'll rub off, and you'll figure it out. You know, it's like a competition without being a competition, because you impressed with the work. You impressed with the work, so it's nothing wrong with being impressed with the work. Impressed with the work and trying to have your work like that. It's nothing wrong with that. That ain't even hating. That's like saluting the work. That's why, you know, saluting the work. You know what I mean? That's what, you ain't even gotta be about the person or nothing. Like, man, you can't deny the work. You can't deny the work. Salute.
Yeah, man.
Big Soul in the building, man. What's good, big dog?
Salute. My brother's top of the AM.
Hey,
so yes, sir. How your brothers doing today?
Can't call it nice, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm just tapping in. Shoot. Tapping in. Yeah. I ain't got nothing to add until I guess you throw a question my way.
Right. Okay. How do you you know, maintain your yard, you know, handling the dogs and going through your daily process? Because I know you be out there in the garden. You got a lot of going on when you are around the house, you know.
Man, unfortunately, you know, with my loss of my Lady May dog, shoot, we just trying to restructure everything. But with my young sir dog, man, he's very intelligent. So even with like my chickens and things like that, I can let him run the yard freely.
Mm-hmm.
Like he not one of them destructive dogs where he just go try to bust through the chicken coop or anything like that. Now, if it's a bird that's loose, they done for. He eating them. But he got, you know, enough intelligence to where he's not gonna tear himself up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Trying to get to a bird, he'll just go mark around the coops and things like that. But anything that's loose, yeah, it's all smoke. So for the most part, I'm working in the yard. I'm in the garden doing anything like that. I let him run free. And it's still, I never trained him or anything. Everything has just been innate with him. You know what I mean? We just got, like, I guess, a spiritual connection to where he just knows how I feel, and he just reacts to that. So I let him run the yard. I'm doing whatever I do. I call him. He'll come stay right by me. He's just a very intelligent dog. So not a lot of training done. Just, I guess it would be like instinctual or telepathic relationship that we got. So super sharp. And that's something that I do want to bring, add to my next generation of dogs, is that intelligence. Because I've had dogs where I've had to do a lot of training just to get them to this point. So I can imagine if I put that same type of work that I've done with dogs in the past, how good of a dog he'd be.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
If I answered your question, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if I went off. Okay, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But yeah, that's how my yard work go, man. I let him off. I clean the chain spots up. You know what I'm saying. I do my thing. But for the most part, he got free range.
Yeah.
I tried little you know, they got little things out here to cut corners for people with big yards. Like, you know, they got the automatic feeders and the automatic water systems and stuff. But like I had no luck with those either because my dogs would just wreck that shit. Like, you know, they gonna wreck that. They just wreck that shit. You know, so you know, and it was expensive for me to put them setups up. It just for them to wreck it. So you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Sometimes it's just old school all the way, bro.
Yeah, man. In your day-to-day, how much time do you think you spend doing maintenance versus working the dog?
Oh, me right now is mostly maintenance. It's about like I said, I'm taking care of 8 of them on deck right now in front of my face. So that's at least 45 minutes a day because, you know, I got a job and other things. So yeah, it's like about 6 hours, and that's just maintenance, bro. That's just maintenance. So you know, like I say, I'm in my older days now, so I ain't really tripping too much on it. But like, my main concern is always finding the dogs a job. Like, you know, else they're my job. They're my job. So, you know, I don't know how long how you know, the big yards, you know, you really got to be in tune with what's going on in the community when you got these big yards. You know, that's all I say. Yeah, it's a job all the way around the board. That's all I can say. 6 hours out the day for me.
So check this out, man. Young fam said habitual bowl flippers. My dogs don't flip bowls, but this is what they do out of frustration, and it pisses me off. If I haven't spent enough time with them, they'll let me know. I get them some water. They'll lap up what they wanted the water, and they'll take and they'll dig like they're digging in the ground and dig all the water out of the bowl and flip the bowl over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't enough. Get back out here. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like, but when they work and they good, they drink the water and lay down. You know what I'm saying? And they'll tell you. They will literally tell you, like, all right, bro, you thought this is no. And Kazi or Saki learned it from Bacardi. Kazi learned it from Saki.
Yeah. That's the dope thing, man. That's the good and bad thing, man. Like, you know, having a dog that you having a good yard, you know, dogs is acting whatever, man. Then you get another dog, a grown dog, and it's a digger, man. You know what I'm saying? Then next thing you know, your whole yard digging. Or like you have a good, you know, you like BJ, you know, BJ and Bacardi. Like, you know, when BJ would go use the bathroom, Bacardi follows suit, you know, in the same direction. You know, that stuff, you know, it's got its pros and cons. Having you know, learning stuff, you know. And,
yes, sir. Yeah. And the more you be, it's like being a conductor when you got to rack them. It's like being a conductor of a band. And like, I'm sure Drake can attest to this. He in the 4th generation. So after a while, it depends on how you breeding, but it should be, some of this stuff should become easier because the generation, some type of way, they picking up certain things from the environment and from you and your style and the vibe and all that. So however you current it, those next generation should be coming up kind of already acting like they know certain stuff. You know, like, you know.
Hey, that brings up another point. I want to let people know, man. And this is not the stun on anybody who's starting a yard or building a yard, nothing like that. But you can buy a dog from a breeder, and all the dogs can act a certain way, like you said, because of the environment. Like all the dogs in the yard act that way, so it becomes a habit. It's not a trait; it's a habit, and it's developed through being around those dogs. So if your puppy stay there a little bit longer, your puppy might just from in proximity be more like the dogs they came from. Whereas if your puppy is, you know, so you pick it up 6 weeks, you know, 7 weeks or whatever, and ain't really had a chance to really get the ground underneath it yet, it may pick up traits from your dogs and display traits that are taught as opposed to nature versus nurture type thing. Because I told you I had a homeboy. His whole yard was turned. So if I had a dog that I didn't feel like was turned up, you know what I'm saying? First thing I do, I'm taking him over to Yardborough House. Hey, that dog gonna stay at Yardborough House for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Over there, he gonna see a yard accident. He might even get hit in the yard accident. But guess what? When he come back to the crib, he gonna be, you know what I'm saying, all the way turn up.
Yo.
Hey, Dre, with that, let me ask you this question, because we talked about behavioral. At what point does it become, would you say it becomes encoded in their DNA?
I would say the only way I could verify that so is to take it out of the nurture environment, i.e., somebody picks the puppy up at 6 weeks and it does something that all the other dogs in my yard do without ever have seen it or been exposed to it. So I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like all the ones that I've kept in close proximity, even the ones that are living in somebody else's house, they're exposed so often to their litter mates, their aunts and uncles, that I wouldn't know if it's from passing on the trait through visual epigenetics or genetically just embedded in encoded in DNA, man. I would have to, like, after this litter right here, once they go around the country and people call me and be like, yeah, like, I give you case in point. My females typically go in heat within a week of each other, right? So like these litter mates, I expect when one female go in heat, I expect all of them to go in heat for their first heat around the same time. So anybody who get one of these females, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. They can probably call me and be like, yo, my female just hit her first heat. What you looking like? I'm like, I ain't seen nothing yet, man, but let me keep checking. You know what I'm saying? 3 or 4 days later, oh yeah, I got a bleeder too. You know what I'm saying? That's something that genetically they're aligned, right? I know that because regardless of where they go, it's not a learned behavior; it's a biologic behavior. But as far as like digging in the water bowl, Michonne don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Michonne don't do that. But all the ones that stay on my yard, all of the ones that stay on my yard do that because they see each other do it. You know what I'm saying? And then, so it's based upon observance. But I haven't observed enough to know like which ones are genetic, which ones are learned.
Genetic trait with the old yellows, man. I would say all of them are excited biters, from what I understand.
Yeah, and that's another thing that was a good jewel too. As the owner of these dogs, that's your job to observe the patterns and observe the patterns and characteristics from beginning to end, and also identify where those patterns and things are coming from. Not just identify the patterns and characteristics. Your job is also to identify where they're coming from. Like Soul asked, the question he asked, those are the jobs for that owner to know, like, okay, in certain environments, boom, or certain characteristics. And it's just about, like Dre says, it's about observing your stock. Like if you bring some outside stock in for crosses and stuff like that, I advise to keep them separated from your family of dogs. Because like y'all was saying, your dogs pick up habits, good and bad. So you want to kind of keep that dog away from your stuff. If he, like, you know, he might be a destructive dog or whatever he is, you might not want your peoples to see him. You know what I'm saying? Or even if they see him, you want them to see him isolated. So, then a few of them will still pick up some of the stuff he's doing from watching them. But most of the time, they're going to act different than if he was right around them, him or her. So, just different things like that. Y'all cooking for real.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Oh, one more thing. That thing you was talking about with Schoolboy and I think Elevator said something one time about he had the little code he would whisper in the dog ears or something. His dogs knew. It's just dog language and stuff like that. It's the same thing like y'all just said before. I think Dre said like a couple years ago, he was saying how it was one dog that was at the party or some shit. The dog was gonna get somebody. Just smelt it on him, and that dog was gonna get somebody. We all know this. The dog smells somebody that we think is all right, but the dog knows something different. You know what I mean? It's the same way on the other side. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they feel you on, if they can relate to you on another way, they might just bond with you. It's the same like when the puppies come. Some of them will just follow you or come running to you. Different things. You know what I mean? Different things. Y'all know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Big Hill, I don't think it's enough emphasis placed on like that innate that spiritual connection with our animals. Like if you a timid, scary person, I think a lot of times our animals will reflect that. You know what I'm saying? Letting you know that you gotta, build that side of you up to build that courage up in your dog as well.
Yes, sir. So you already
Beautiful.
know.
I see.
It must be
Innate connectivity that can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to start over. So
Okay.
you said I see it and it went
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Am I clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that innate connectivity is kind of undervalued right there. Being able to like really understand just that keen, the instinctual bond that you can have. Just understanding just the nature of the animal and building on that. I think that's undervalued. I think we kind of put human psychology on animals a lot of times, and that's like recipe for disaster in my opinion.
No, you're exactly right. I salute you. I could go further than that. I could double down on you. I feel that. That's why if you notice, us men, we had these dogs, but soon as them dogs get a taste of some nurturing, which usually become from your girlfriend, your daughters, or the kids or whatever, you see how they respond to the nurturing. It's very powerful compared to you just straight hard working, boom, 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 boom. Then they get a little piece of that nurturing. It's like they'll do anything for that nurturing. So the power of nurturing and spirituality and all that's powerful. So salute. So
Yeah, man. I also wanted to address the ideology of learned behaviors, and Big C had said something about the jumping. My dogs never jumped over their kennels until I brought that daggone red boy Jocko into my yard. and literally after they saw it, they learned it, and so 100% I agree with you on that one, Big C.
It is there. It ain't going nowhere.
The other thing was you have to watch out on, like you said, negative behaviors like digging and stuff, but you also have to watch out for dogs that are curs or dogs that are human aggressive, because dogs don't just learn the behaviors that you want them to learn. They learn a bunch of like stuff that you can't, it could take a generation to wipe it out. Toyo, you said something though, and I gotta ask forgiveness for some of the old heads that I was mad at in the past. I ain't gonna say their names because I never blasted them publicly, but y'all ever been into my yard and like they keep a certain stock of dogs and like maybe where they can't even see each other. You be like, okay, they keeping the good stuff for themselves over there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the good stuff. I want the side yard dogs. I don't want the front yard dogs, right? I ain't even think about what Toya was saying. Like maybe they was doing that. Maybe they want to keep the stock separate and see how they develop as a family. So we out here judging people, think they trying to keep a secret from us, and in reality they just observing their dogs. I never thought about it in that perspective.
Tenfold, salute that.
Yeah, that was a gem right there. That was a gem.
He said, King T, sometimes you don't win, you just end up with a dog with no teeth. That's right. And another thing is a dog that knows how to quit will teach your whole yard how to quit too. So when people be bashing curs, man, like I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a term that people take personal, and because you love your dogs, but her quitting behavior, if a dog sees that, okay, I'm working the mill, but the other dog quit and he took them off.
Mm-hmm.
And they see these things, bro. Like they're not stupid. They see these things. Man, I be watching them real careful when I discipline my kids in front of my dogs. I'm very careful about doing that, because if the dog ever feels like he is higher ranking than your kids, well, you discipline him. When you're not here, I'm a discipline because I'm a second in charge. Be careful with that too. That's why I never leave dogs unattended with children. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Young fam said, Kurt, every day gonna tell you I ain't gonna do this. Yeah. Hey, Big C said, nah, they was keeping secret. Hey, so Big C, I know you know the North Carolina dog man I'm talking about too, so I gotta be real careful. I ain't said no names though. Let me say it again. I said no names. All I'm telling you is there was guys with multiple yards on their property, and depending on who you was, they would take you to a certain yard. But to give benefit of the doubt, what Toyo said, I'm just saying it could be that too. It could be that too.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, this was a good cook, y'all. But I do got to get ready for work. So if y'all brother be so generous as to start making y'all rounds, that'd be much appreciated.
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
Hey, man, I
Where's
appreciate
over?
y'all letting me jump on the panel. Y'all already know it's your voice. Growing with soul. Tap in, man. I didn't get to drop that live stream of the family reunion because we was in the boonies. I didn't even have no internet connection. Yeah, just tap in with me, man. I'm dropping whenever I can.
Roger that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's your brother, Big Toyo. Y'all already know how I roll. Y'all stay royal. I'ma stay loyal. Cookout still coming soon. Y'all just be patient. Cookout still coming soon. You know what I mean? And y'all keep me in y'all prayers or y'all positive thoughts like I keep y'all in mind. So, and if you know, check out me on. I show my dogs and stuff on the Big Hill Fam channel. I show them from puppies all the way on up to. I give you updates and all that. So, and I take you through the whole story. If you look at my stuff on Big Hill Fan, you can see the whole story of the Big Hill Fan if you can read it. Salute y'all.
Salute. Y'all know what it is, man. We got that Men at Work coming up next, man, at 10 a.m. Central. You know.
Yeah, man. Good cook. My brother's good cook. And y'all know it wouldn't be a show if I didn't end it with a benediction. So we're going to get this benediction going. Hold on. CPK said, I guess it would be like staple Kung Fu chickens. Dolomite boys. Yes, sir. Okay, man. So the poll ended, man. You know what I'm saying? It was good. It was good. It was a good sampling of the community. You know what I mean? Salute to the community for that. We're just trying to get it right. We're not trying to be right. But those y'all that pray, please stay. If not, feel free to leave at any time. There's no smoke. But I do want to bless y'all, and I want to give a special prayer of health to Catch Dog Pops. Special prayer of health to all those families in Texas that are recovering from the floods. Special prayer for all of those who've lost dogs. Like I told you, I've lost puppies in the last week. So yeah, man. Like, and man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it be weighing on my heart, man. Like every time I come out here, I'm like, man, I don't want to lose another one. You know what I'm saying? I be having the milk in my hand. Sometimes I stand outside the door of the dog house for like 2 or 3 minutes, like, okay,
Yeah.
here we go. And I come in and they be crawling around and you know, all that stuff. And so I just want to say a prayer of comfort, prayer of peace to all my brothers out there just grinding in this game, man. With that being said, please bow your heads with me as I read the benediction. May the Lord watch between you and me while we are absent one from another. Amen.
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 For the love of the dogs.
For the love of the game.
Peace.
Yeah. Beat drop slow, head not flow. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain, locked in the game, never moved for fame. Old mountain lions run deep in the flame. Socket brought the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came Fat Boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but a bite ain't tame. Kiki in the back, had a game in the veins. Gatorade heavy, ran it straight through the rain. Red Ninja close, watch him work in the lane. Renegade rider can't hold that chain. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Socket from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Ain't no luck, just grit and grind. Every dog here put work in time. Lady Rage got that fire in her eyes. Red alert taught us how to recognize signs. Blood heavy like a 2-ton chain. Everything proven, no need to explain. They asked what's in it, that yellow campaign. Built off real, we don't fake no strain. Second was the flame, Michonne lit the wick. If you know, then you know that line too slick. From the field to the show, every move so thick you can't blueprint this. It's the legacy pick. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine.